It's very broad, and it's impossible to cover it within 25 minutes duration. Nevertheless, I'm going to present to you an overall aspect of the process of chartering with relation to the project cargoes, heavy lift cargoes, and the offshore segment. Okay? Feel free to address any matter during the course of my presentation. Yeah? Thank you. Okay, the topic is basically project heavy lift and offshore chartering. What is chartering? I'm getting down to the basics of what it is. Chartering is actually, very simple terms, putting the contract together for the rental of a vessel. Yeah, I have defined the words chartering as you can see it here, but in very simple terms, it's putting the contract between the shipper, that's the charterer, the ship owner, and the person who helps enable to do this is called the ship broker. Yeah. So these are the three main persons who are actually involved in putting a charter party together. You have the ship owner, the charterer, who is also called the hirer. Very often he is the cargo owner, or could be a transporter or freight forwarder or shipping company. The third is the ship broker. Now, ship broker is a person who puts the two people together and helps to contract the charter party. Now, he doesn't do it for free, he does it for a commission. Generally, the commission for a broker starts from 1.25%, 2.5%, 3.75%, and upwards. Now, who uses these charter parties? Charter parties are used by offshore oil and gas companies, mining companies, freight forwarders, banks, insurance companies, salvage companies, cruise liners, merchants, traders, governments, etc. Why are charter parties used? Okay, primarily it is used to save money, put all the terms onto the piece of paper, which is contractually spelled out, and it has a sense of uniformity. It has regulations and laws which you can enforce at a point in time if there is any breach. And this is again a definition of a charter party. Okay, coming to the broad aspect of charter parties, what type of charter parties are there? Primarily, you will divide it by time charters, and then you have a voyage charters. Yeah. Now, in time charter, the ship owner is responsible for providing a seaworthy ship with valid classification and a master and crew so that the ship can sail out safely to its destination. The charterer is responsible for loading, stowing, and discharging cargo safely. The charterer is responsible for giving the master effective orders and instructions with regard to when and where the cargo should be shipped. The charterer is responsible for providing fuel for the vessel. Okay, there are various forms of charter parties, especially when you come to time charter. Some of them I have listed here. The NYP and call time in the general cargo is the most favorably used. Other than that, I have listed some samples of the BIM time, the box time, the BP time, charter parties, gas time, gen time, etc. Okay, this is just a sample of the time charter party, which is of the NYP and of the bar time. Any questions so far? Please feel free to ask me anytime in between as well. Yeah? Okay, voyage charter parties. Voyage charter parties are primarily when a ship is taking a cargo or a service you're providing from one port to another port or fixed port and destinations. Voyage charter party also has a huge list of different types, and it is suited to meet in different industries. For example, if it's wheat, you have a wheat charter party like Oswheat. You will have heavy corn, which is actually for heavy lift cargo, project cargo, so on and so forth. This is a sample of the GenCon 94 charter party, which is the most popularly used in the shipping circles. Then we have a bareboat, it's called demise charter. Bareboat basically is when the owner gives his ship out without any crew, without any port charges, without anything. It's like just bare, yeah. And it's the obligation actually of the charterer to ensure that they take care of the crewing, the insurance, the liabilities, but still the rights of the ownership of the vessel remain with the owner. This is a sample of a bare-con. Now you have also lump sum charter parties. Lump sum charter parties actually contain fixed rate and lump sum prices. Sometimes the charter does not want to have unexpected expenses, so they sort of fixed it at a fixed number of days for loading, discharging, and you know, okay, it's going to cost you this much for moving this cargo from one place to the other. Contract of affreightment. This sort of contract is primarily for large contracts. For example, in this region, for example, you have aggregate movements, you have wheat, you have sugar. So if you want to fix fixtures, let's say for 1 million tons, you have to fix it on consecutive voyages. So you have to stipulate exactly, approximately the number of voyages you're going to fix, and also the rates. The rates will also be affected with the differential of the bunker prices. You can make the insertion for saying that if you have this rate, it's going to apply when such and such a rate of the fuel is prevailing. If that changes, then this will be the rate to apply. These are samples of the okay. Now we are coming into the actual project and heavy lift chartering. What is actually project cargo? Project cargo is primarily oversized cargoes, abnormal in shape, heavy consignments, high values, and most of it is connected to the oil, gas, engineering, heavy fabrication industries. There are specialized ships which are built to carry this type of cargoes, such as heavy lift vessels with gears, heavy gears, sometimes even in today's world, 500 by 500 tons combinable to 1,000 tons. You have semi-submersible vessels, ro-ro vessels, tugs and barges, and landing crafts. These types of vessels are very often used for the carriage of project cargoes. Now coming to the types of charter parties used for moving these heavy lift cargoes. You have the HEAVYCON 2007 heavy lift void. You have the TOCON 2008 tow hire. You have the Project Con barge hire 2008. You have the online booking note and the supply time 2005. These are brief definitions of each, what it contains. The HEAVYCON is specifically made for the semi-submersible vessel market. You have the TOCON, which is mainly voyage on a lump sum basis. You have the tow hire, which is actually on a day rate basis. You have the Project Con, which is actually for project cargoes. You can offer it as a turnkey solution to the clients. You have the barge hire. You have the online booking note. Online booking note is used very often by most of the main players like PPC, SAL, Flamar in the industry today. These are some of the samples of the tow hire. This is a sample of the online booking note. This is one of the most commonly used in our industry. You have the barge hire 2008. Some of the key clauses which are contained generally in most of the charter parties, you will have the freight of the charter hire which is agreed, the lay days, the lay time, the demurrage, the expenses of consumables, which is primarily food, water, accommodation of the crew or the passengers as you call it. Then you have the bills of lading, which is applicable for either the cargoes on a voyage or on a lump sum basis. You have the trading warranties, the clauses, the bunker clauses, piracy issues, the hold harmless agreements. Coming to offshore vessels and chartering. This is, a picture of one of the first offshore vessels, which is the Ebb Tide. It was built in 1956 in the US, and you can see pictures of the modern vessels, how they look if you compare. generally are sized between 20 meters to 100 meters. And nowadays, most of the industry in the oil field segment, in the offshore segment, want to put everything into one vessel. They want the vessel to be multi-purpose. So multi-purpose to serve various roles. It can act as a cargo ship, as a tanker, a passenger vessel, a survey vessel, a tug, crane, an emergency response vessel. So it's like putting most of it compactly into one vessel. These are, some of the main offshore type of vessels we see in the market: the anchor handling vessels, offshore barges, cable laying vessels, MPSVs, pipe laying vessels. Chartering markets. Okay, the supply and demand situation is always there. And if you see, this is a chart actually of the oil prices over the last few years, and the price coming down currently. Okay, there are some main factors actually which affect the up and down in the pricing for these markets. One is, currently there are so many OSVs in the market, but the information actually is not relayed well. People are not well connected to know when and where this vessel is going to be available. So that is a major issue which needs to be looked at seriously in the industry. Another point is that a lot of the owners have very old vessels and they keep them in a laid up condition, thinking yes, the market will boom and then they can use their vessel when there is a shortage of vessels. The demand is stipulated by level of activity in oil and gas directly and indirectly. By directly, it's directly related to the support of exploration, drilling, field development, and existing production. Indirect by the surveys, construction support, cable market, salvage market, research, etc. And also you have the factors which dominate the industry, which is the political situations around the international political situations and government policies. Most of the offshore segment is entered actually by process of tendering. There are two types of tendering. Primarily, one is when you are invited to tender or registered as a valid participant who can participate, or then you request for the tender. It's an open bid and you can participate in that. Tendering process can be quite complicated. Sometimes it will run into hundreds of pages, which consist of you have a commercial bid, you have the technical bid, you have the vessel certificates, you have the financial records, the guarantees and bonds which have to be placed along with the tender. This is a sample of the BIMCO supply time 2005. This is the most commonly used amongst the offshore chartering market. Thank you very much. If there's any questions,